Just a reminder out there, we are doing our milestone giveaways coming up. So once we reach 250, 500, and 1,000 subscribers, we'll be giving away prizes. Hello and welcome to Purple Collar Life. In this episode we're showing you how we're setting up for camp. Here we just got to camp and I filled the camper with water. We try to travel with a little bit of water on our way to camp, but not more than a quarter of a tank. And then we fill it up once we get there. I always use that water filter to filter the water that we put into our line. We don't actually drink the drinking water, but we do use it for brushing our teeth and other things in the camper, so we want it to be as clean as possible. And you never know what that water at the campground's going to be like. So here we're working our way into the campsite. I send Jennifer and Mackenzie ahead to the site so they can start scoping out what the site looks like and where they think we should put certain things. We put a canopy up. We like to figure out a place to have the griddle, make sure there's enough room for the awning, make sure that where we're parking there's enough room for the slide to go out. They like to have a clothesline. So they kind of scope out the site before I get there with the rig. And then Jennifer's either on a phone or a two-way walkie-talkie and guides me back into the site. This site was particularly sharp turn against the angle of the road that we came in on, so it was a difficult turn to get into. Thankfully my parents were there and they were able to help. My dad's watching the front of the truck as I navigate around the post for the campsite across the way. And like I said, Jennifer and Mackenzie and Mom are actually in the back, guiding me back, making sure I'm straight into the site, and watching all around the trailer as I back up. And they are communicating with me by phone or two-way radio. Once we get pretty close to where we want to be, I get out of the truck and do a walk around, take a look at the levels on the camper, and see what it's going to take to get the camper level and if it's in a good position. We do use these levelers. We use these beach lane levelers. They came in a 2-pack. They're similar to the Anderson leveling blocks that you've probably seen other people use. I can't believe we waited so long to get them. They're absolutely terrific for leveling up the camper. I just choose the low side, place them behind the wheels. They have a rubber mat that keeps them from sliding, and then back onto them the right amount to raise the camper. In this case I think we were about 3 inches low on this side, so I backed up until Mackenzie and Dad told me to stop, checked the level, saw that we needed to adjust a little bit, so I slid forward, and then we put those chocks in front of the leveler and it actually cradles the wheel in that position. It makes it very sturdy. Another thing that we waited way too long to get were these Camco blocks, and we had been using just chunks of kindling wood for leveling and under the supports of the camper for over 10 years. We place them under the tires to level it, we place them under the front jacks, the back jacks, and these are so much easier. Since they stack on each other, they're very stable and you can get pretty close to the exact height you need. So we highly recommend them. Like I said, I can't believe we waited so long to get those. They also store really easily in that bag in the camper, much easier than hauling chunks of wood around with you for leveling. The only chunks of wood we haul with us now are kindling to start a fire. See, we're still not touching. So once everything's level and in place, lift the front of the camper up just enough that it's loose from the truck, the weight's not on the truck, and then our hitch has that single release point. I pull the head out from under the fifth wheel, making sure everyone's standing back just in case there would be something wrong. I use the Milwaukee drill and the attachment that allows me to use that drill on the scissor jacks and lower them much faster than the hand crank. And I do carry some treated 4x4s in the truck with me to use back here. I could get some more of those Camco yellow blocks, and I probably should do that sometime in the future. Just I had used them all in the front in this situation, so using 4x4s and 4x6s here. And again, that using the drill to put those scissor jacks down really speeds up the process. If we'd gone back a little further, we could have actually used that beam as one of our supports. Here we're putting the slide out. Again, I had walked around to make sure there's enough room. I'm outside watching the slide come out, and I can quickly tell Jennifer to stop if I would see there's an issue, but there's plenty of room here. That tree you're seeing is actually behind, further back than the slide, so it won't impede with the slide at all. And then last step is putting the awning out. We do like our electronic awning. I just worry about it a little bit when there gets to be windy or heavy rain, and I know it automatically dumps. It just makes me nervous sometimes. So like I said, those are just a few of the things that we use, pieces of equipment and things that we use to set up our camper. We've done some traveling across the country and learned that certain things you don't need to carry with you all the time, and certain things you do need to have with you all the time. So hopefully these few items will help make your travel easier. And a lot of times when we're traveling, we don't even disconnect from the truck. So if we're only going to be somewhere overnight between places, like if we're staying boondocking at a Cabela's, we just leave the camper connected to the truck, put out the slide if we need to, we never put out the awning, and we just make use of the space there and make use of the time not disconnecting and setting up. And then once we get to a location, we'll take our time and set things up and make it comfortable for ourselves. Thanks for watching this video, and please click that subscribe button, hit the like button, it really helps us out. And don't forget about our giveaways. You can find details out about those down in the description below. And thanks again for your support.